Prepare for a dark winter. Hey everybody, it's Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. We've heard the current administration even use those terms, dark winter. It's going to be a hard winter. By all indicators, it's going to be a tough winter. It's going to be a harsh winter, and we need to prepare for it now. But what exactly does he mean by dark winter? Well, we saw last year in Texas, right? Power grid goes down. That would make things dark, correct? Yes, it would. So, harsh winter combined with grid down. Harsh winter also kind of sounds like an operation title, you know? Operation Dark Winter, something like that. I don't know. We don't know what's going to go down. But with everything going on in the world right now, we have to prepare. We don't want to be subjugated to control. We want to be independent. We want to be free. We don't want to have to go somewhere and get help in the middle of winter. If we lose power, if it is really, really harsh out, and for some reason we need aid, we prepare so we don't need aid. We actually prepare, I prepare, so that I can aid others. That's the direction I want to go. So get your stuff in order. Get your food storage. Get your water. Make sure you have an ability to replenish that water in the harshness of winter, in the dead of winter, with lakes frozen over, whatever it may be in your area, water lines frozen. Think about these things. How and where are you going to get water? How and where are you going to get food if the big trucker strike happens and there is no food, or a grid goes down and the stores, can't replenish, whatever the situation may be? If you don't have the ability to replenish your food at the store, how are you going to replenish it? How much food do you have stored? A lot of things to think about. Alternate ways to heat your house. I've talked about that recently also. Wool blankets. Ways to heat your house. Isolating in a room. Trying to keep one room warm. Keep yourselves warm so you can live. Alternate ways to cook your food. Those great Coleman camp stoves. Little the butane stoves or propane stoves. They make different things, but make sure you ventilate them well. And you cook in an area that isn't gonna, don't cook in that one little tiny room that you're trying to keep warm with something like that, because those fumes are noxious, meaning they can make you sick, maybe even kill you, so be careful. But have alternate ways to heat or keep yourselves warm. Retain body heat and or create external heat. Foot warmers, hand warmers, things like that. Electric blankets, limited use, right? If there's no power grid. What about the heated socks? Battery powered. There's some things like that. Think outside the box. And if you're in Florida or something like that, maybe you don't have to worry about it as much. But you still got grid down situations. There's a lot of other things you got to deal with. Not having power. Maybe not having sewage. Not having your sewage go away. Sewage backups. The natural gas stops flowing. I don't have to worry about that. I have a propane tank. Highly recommend that if you can do that. If you live in a city, I get it. You got natural gas coming, if you use it at all. Pellet stoves, coal stoves, whatever it may be. We got to prepare now. The indicators are all there. Everything else going on in the world, you may not have the ability to get food anyway because you don't have the passport. One thing I want to say about that is, even if you do have the passport or you've gotten the, hopefully you still support freedom. Even if you're on the pro side versus the anti side. It's not about pro and anti. It is for those people. But what it is about freedom. My body, my choice, right? Oh wait, that doesn't apply to this situation. Yeah, it does. Free will. And you supporting other people's free will and their rights and their freedoms. How can I be asked when I'm going in a store or anywhere to show proof? That's a HIPAA violation. That's my medical freedom, my medical rights. It's none of your business or anybody else's business what anybody else is doing medically whatsoever. So please, whether you're pro or anti, support freedom. Support people's right to choose. That's a big one. Back to dark winter. Yeah, that term has been used by politicians, by other people, a lot. And you know when they talk about these things, or they have operations, or they have training measures, or stuff like that, training operations, training exercises, then things tend to follow. Like the little training exercise they had in 2018 into 2019. Wow, then the exact thing happened. What a coincidence. Be aware of this stuff. Prepare now. The odds are, I would not be surprised whatsoever if the grid goes down. Accidentally, or due to whatever reason. You got to be able to survive. You got to be able to thrive. You got to be able to do everything you need to do. Okay, so one thing you may not think about is if you are in a situation, say you're really urban, and you don't have these things like a wood stove and stuff. Well, you can go out to your vehicle, start your vehicle up, and heat yourself with the heater in your vehicle, assuming you have fuel. But then how are you going to replenish the fuel if the grid is down and the gas station doesn't work? That goes in a fuel stockpile. A lot of things like that you got to think about. Do you have fuel stockpiled? How long is it going to last? These are some things to think about. Also, your vehicle, if it's still running, if it's not an EMP type situation, you can plug in your cell phones, your whatever else you need to power it. I've shown in past videos, I have a bunch of these camping, like car camping type burners. Not burners, but like cook pots, pans, different things like that that plug into your cigarette lighter. Well, what used to be a cigarette lighter, now it's an aux power source in vehicles. And you can cook on them. That's an option. And that's a good option to have in a bug out situation also. If you're bugging out, you can have that because hopefully you'll have your vehicle with you. If you don't, well, that's a whole different ball game. But we got to have options. Options give you power, give you the ability to survive. Having various options will mitigate other options being taken away from you because of circumstance. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's some freedom in the air, in the distance. That happens all around me here. Good people around me. Yeah, good people are getting upset right now. Good people are really upset. All these mandates, all this state of emergency BS. A state of emergency can't go on forever. That's not okay. And just because it's a state of emergency doesn't mean you can just shut down everything, you do whatever the hell you want. You can't just take away all my freedoms, all my rights, just because you say so. Hopefully you live in a free state where you don't have to worry about this as much. But it's coming to all of us. So prepare now. Think about it now. Be ready for a dark winter, a harsh winter. If you like my videos, please subscribe, hit the like button, comment below, share the videos. Check out the links in the description below. I got email, asymmetricalpreparedness@gmail.com. We got Patreon in the description. We got one way to get good food storage is through My Patriot Supply. I have an affiliate thing with them. If you go to preparewithap.com, you get 25% off My Patriot Supply foods. 25-year shelf stable bucket. It's one way to go about doing it. I'm not telling you that's the only way and you got to go buy my stuff. It's not my stuff to begin with. I get an affiliate percentage, but you save 25% off of going to their website anyway. So it's a good deal. Good deal on the food, good food. It's a good part of your preparedness plan. So make sure you have this stuff. We got to have this stuff in place. You got to have food, long-term food storage, which is stuff that takes more to cook. More water, more time, beans, rice, stuff like that. But then you also have to have rations, which is stuff you can just eat, MREs, canned goods, stuff like that. And then, and then there's the middle ground. You got this stuff, what I'm talking about, these buckets from My Patriot Supply, Ready Hour Foods. They take less water to prepare. They're already made up in meals, and they're quicker to prepare than beans and rice. Not as quick as rations, but have rations, have this stuff, have long-term food storage. It's part of your it encompasses your entire preparedness plan. So if you want to check that out, go for it. I highly recommend it. We store it. We stockpile that kind of food also. It's good. Mix it with other food to make it stretch further. It's a good option. But anyway, prepare for a cold, harsh, dark winter. It is coming, people. And yeah, all indicators show that it is. So I love you guys. Have a wonderful day, and blessings to you and yours.